What's going on, guys? Matty Daddy Mining here. Hope everyone is having a wonderful night. First of all, it is 1 a.m., January 1st, 2024. So, Happy New Year to all you guys. Hope you guys are having a little bit more fun than I am out having lives. I'm sitting at home celebrating, working on mining stuff. Woohoo, right? All right, so if you followed along with any of my other previous videos, you know that I have been stacking Neoxa like it's been going out of style. Ever since I saw a video from your friend Andy, I've just been, I don't know, kind of mesmerized by Neoxa and just his whole setup that he has, where he has, multiple of these Neoxa smart nodes earning him a fantastic passive income. And, most of us think of like GPU mining as a passive income. Well, this is truly passive income because you're in a sense using your Neoxa as collateral to gain more Neoxa. So it's not like you're mining, a bunch of GPUs using, 2,000-3,000 watts and you're paying for all of that and just stacking the coin. No, you're not using any power except for if you're hosting the node yourself and the 30-40 watts or something like that the PC or whatever you're using is going to be running. I mean, this is way better than GPU mining. I mean, this is awesome. So anyways, sorry, I'm kind of rambling. Ever since I watched one of those videos by your friend Andy, I've been trying like crazy to get to node status. I did a couple different things. I put all my rigs on it, and I mined, I want to say, like 150,000, 200,000, something like that. As I was waiting to get to node status, I found out about a website called iNodes, where you could, in a sense, throw all your coin in there. It's kind of almost like a pool node, where you put in however much you get in, and you get out of it, pretty much the equivalent of what you put into it. So it's just another way for you to stack free coin while you're trying to get to that status. So I think I ended up stacking like 65,000 off of that in the 2.5 months, 3 months that I was in it. And then the rest of the coin I bought whenever I had a chance. I have some other side hustles going on, and I used that to fund the Neoxa whenever I could. Like I said, I finally hit node status, so let's set up a Neoxa node. So the very first thing that you are going to need is a wallet. You will want your core wallet to be fully synced with the blockchain. If you do not have a core wallet yet for Neoxa, I have done a video on how to set this up, and I will leave a link to that in the description below. Okay, here we are on the Neoxa website on how to set up smart nodes. Okay, here is what we need as far as requirements for a PC. You need 2 CPU cores, minimum 4 gigabytes of RAM, and a 60 gigabyte SSD. You could do this one of a couple ways. You can either, if you have a device yourself, like a laptop or a PC or like an HP Mini or something to run this on, you can actually install Ubuntu on that device. Then on this next page here, you have a whole list of commands, and all you have to do really is just go through the list, copy the commands, and you're good to go. Or if you don't have any hardware and you don't want to buy hardware, you could actually go to a hosting website called Node Orbit, and they actually have Neoxa nodes, and it only costs you $6 a month. I have the hardware, so I'm just going to set it up myself. But this is an option, too, for people that don't have any, spare parts laying around that they can just, whip together and utilize. So I will leave this website in the description below as well. So smart node setup. Okay, I already have Ubuntu installed on a device, and I have it all set up for SSH. If you decide that you want to install this on your device yourself, go ahead and just Google or YouTube how to install Ubuntu. It's a very simple process. All you got to do is go to their website, download the file for it, flash it onto a thumb drive with Bellina Etcher, put it in the computer, boot from it, and then just follow the prompts to install it. And there's you can Google out how to set up SSH so you can get into it if you don't feel like standing at the box. Okay, so I already have mine set up, as I said, and I actually have it also set up for SSH, so let's just get there. Yes. Okay, so let's move this over here. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, and I mean really all this is, guys, is they already have all the commands laid out here. So literally all I'm going to do is we're just going to go through this and just copy everything. So we're going to Switch to root user. I got to put a password in for that. So the next thing we want to do is update and upgrade, and then we will install and unzip failed span. Get that in there. And let me clear this so you can see. Okay, we need to add a swap file. Need to see if there's already one, but this is a clean install, so there's not, but we'll just do it for grins and giggles. Okay, if there's no output, this means that there's no active swap file, so let's create one. So we will copy, paste that. Okay, now we need to secure the server and enable UFW. Yes. Okay. And then we need to open this config file location. Okay, we're there. Then we need to paste this in, copy. Okay, then we're going to hit Control O, enter to save, and then Control X to get out. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is reboot. Okay, our network connection closed because we rebooted, so I'll see you guys in just a second when this is back up. Okay, we are back into my putty session, so let's do sudo su again. Helps if I actually click on it. Sorry guys, typing one-handed as always. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so right here, I'm going to skip this part. I'm just going to use my regular username and password that I have been using. Okay, so now we want to download and unzip the latest Neoxa daemon. So we need to make a directory. We'll call it Neoxa. So we'll just, again, copy this. Okay, and then we will just cd to it, change directory. And we are going to download this to that same file and unzip it. Okay. Let me clear this so you can see. Okay, copy this file. Copy this one. And copy this guy. Okay. Okay, so the part 6. This section of the guide is dedicated to setting up your local wallet or control wallet of Neoxa. If you already have a Neoxa core wallet running, you may proceed to the next section. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. In this, okay, so this is just, okay, so this is a little bit more than just the setup of it. Okay. So what we need to do is this part here. This part here down. Okay. So let's go back to our core wallet. Okay, so then the next thing, the first thing we have to do is generate we have to generate a new receiving address. Okay, and you do that by going in here in receive over here, give it a label. I've actually already done this part, so I'm just going to show you how to do it. I'm actually not going to do it. So give it a label. I think I called mine just Neoxa or Neoxa node or something like that. And that's all you have to do. Hit request payment and it will give you a new wallet address. And then all you do is copy that. And then you go over here to send. You have to make sure that you actually have your 1 million Neoxa in here. Then you go to send, and then you actually pay to the address that you just created. So what you are doing is you are just sending yourself 1 million Neoxa. I don't really understand the reasoning behind that. I think it's just to show that you actually have 1 million Neoxa to use as collateral, because I don't think it's just going to be able, I don't think it's going to be able to see, you know, what you have in your wallet. It's just going to be going by the transaction set. So you just have to prove that you have that much, Neoxa in there. Okay, so send, and then after that, you, like I said, you put in the address in here, put in the amount, which is just 1 million. I think I missed a 0. Okay, 1 million. And you have the address in there. You can put a label on it if you want. And then all you do is hit send. And then you come down here to transactions. And then you will see that there was this payment to yourself. And that is what you want. So the next part we have to do is send 1 million Neoxa to yourself. We already did that. Wait for one confirmation. Okay, so you have to wait at least one confirmation. It takes a couple of seconds or a minute or something like that. So on to part 7. So we are going to copy this. We are actually going to put it in a notepad real quick. Okay, so we need to find our transaction ID. So in your wallet, go to transactions, right-click on the one that you sent yourself earlier, copy transaction ID. So we will go back to wallets, right-click, copy transaction ID. And this is the transaction ID, the temp one that they give you. You're going to paste that in there. Okay, then the next part. We need to find the collateral index. So we need to go to Tools, Debug Console, and then type in Smart Node Outputs. Okay, so Tools, Debug Console, down here. Paste that in, hit Enter. And this is the number that we want right here. So number 1. So we're going to go back here. Change this to a number 1. And then this right here, you will want to go to Google and you will want to type in what is my IP address. You are going to want your public IP address, not your private one. You're not going to want one that says, you know, like this 192.168.something.something. You don't want 10.something.something.something or 172.something.something.something. It actually has to be your public IP address. And like I said, you can go to Google, just type in what's my IP address, and it will give it to you. So obviously I am going to do this off camera. I don't want you to see my IP address. Okay, so then the last part we have is right here. Okay. And that is the fee address. So this should be any address in your wallet that contains enough Neoxa to pay the fee. It cannot be the address that you sent the 1 million from. So it cannot be that. We want to type in list address balances. So copy that, go back to here. Get out of here. Okay, so here's our 1 million right here. We do not want that one. So let's go to this one right here. Copy. Now back to here. Paste that in. Okay. Okay, so obviously, I've not changed my IP address yet, but here's what you're going to do after you change your IP address. And you're going to keep the ports, 8788. That's going to stay. So the only thing that's going to change here is the IP address. So once we have all this information here, you're going to copy it. You're going to go back to here, wallets, and you are going to paste this in here and press enter. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a config file for you. So I'm going to do this off camera real quick, and then I'll be back with you when the config file is created. Okay, this is what you will see after that config file is created. And actually, it just creates a Neoxa folder on your desktop, and it throws it in there. Well, I had the same thought as these guys, because when I set up my wallets on this virtual machine, I actually created a Neoxa folder with all my stuff and all my Neoxa stuff, and I threw it in that folder. So it's in here with a bunch of junk. It's actually this config file right here. If you make the same mistake as me and you got a whole bunch of other crap in here, just sort by date modified, and it'll show it to you. So what you're going to do then is double click on this. And this is all the information that you need. So we're actually going to copy and paste this back at the SSH session or terminal session, whatever you got for your device. Okay, now we will move our configuration to the server. So we got to copy this guy. And then paste the contents that we copied from the configuration file that we just created. And then Control O to save. Enter. And then Control X to back out. Okay, now we have to start the daemon. So copy this. And actually, we are still under root, so we can actually get rid of this slash and the I'm having a brain fart. The little squiggly that means approximately. And then we can hit enter. Okay, Neoxa core server starting. Perfect. And now we're going to run this command here, and we're going to check and see if it's running. And once again, I'm going to move this slash and that guy. And this will verify if we were running, and we are waiting for ProTX to appear on the chain. So yeah, that's really about it. So I'm going to not end this video yet, but we are going to just let this go, and we'll wait and see what happens if we actually see this thing appear, and we'll see what we make. Okay, so back on the next morning, where we left this off, we were waiting for the ProTX to appear on the blockchain. So I actually ran this command and again this morning earlier, and it looks like it failed. So I'm getting this right here. Error, could not connect to my address, my public IP address. So I checked out Neoxa's Discord, and there's a couple of issues that it could be. One could be an issue with port forwarding. I did not forward any ports for this, so it could be that. Or it could have something to do with NAT, network address translation. So I am going to do the easy thing first for me, which is just going to be forwarding this port. And yeah, so we'll try that, and we'll see what happens there. As for port forwarding, my system will probably be different than a lot of people's. I have a Ubiquiti Dream Machine. So for every router is different. So you will need to for port. I cannot talk today. For port forwarding, you will need to look up your system and what your steps are to do port forwarding on your device. So I will do that, and I will be back with you. Okay, so I forwarded the port. I rebooted my node. So let's do sudo su first. Okay, and then we want to start the daemon, which is this guy right here, and we can get rid of that. Oh, wait, yeah, I need to change directory to the Neoxa folder first. So cd Neoxa. Then we can run the same command. Okay, core server starting, good. So now we just run this command to see what our status is. Again, we can remove that. Okay, so now we get to wait for this to appear on the blockchain again. I did do some research, like I said before, and I think this can take up to a couple of hours. So this is going to be kind of the crappy time-consuming part, is making one small little change and then trying it again and seeing what happens. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours, or just 1 second. So hopefully it works and we don't have to mess with this too many more times. But then again, that's why I'm doing this, to kind of cut out all the crappy parts for you guys. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so port forwarding did not work. It only took maybe 10, 15-ish minutes or so for me to get the error again. So back to Discord. Okay, so after scouring Discord again, a lot of people I see with this exact same error, I'm getting told that there's this NAT reflection thing on GitHub that you need to install. So I ran that. And again, I will leave links to all this stuff. Actually, you know what? Let me verify it worked first before I leave links. You know, I don't want to leave any unnecessary things down there. So I just started the core again. The Neoxa, the core server. So let me go down here. It's been a couple of minutes. So let me run this command again and see where we are at. Ready? Okay. So that looks like it did it. Collateral amount, 1 million. Okay, so I will leave links to this below. All this good stuff. Okay, so a couple of things. Man, I wish I would have showed running this. I didn't know if it was going to work, so I didn't want to waste time on something that wasn't going to work. But okay, anyways, so I will leave a link to this in the description below, as I said before. And really, it's the exact same thing as before with the node. I mean, all you're doing is copying these instructions. So okay, so you want to become root again. So you type in sudo su, put in your password like we did before. And then this command here, sudo curl. Well, you actually have to install curl first. Okay, to install curl, all you have to do is sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade, and then sudo apt install curl. That's it. I will leave a link to this below as well. So once you install curl, you can come back to here, and then all you have to do is copy this, run it, that installs, and then all you have to do is copy this command here, and in this bracket where it says your public IP, that's your outside IP that you have to Google to find, and then your local IP here would be, you know, like 192.168.1.30, or you know, whatever the IP address of your node. So this is how it should look right here. So NAT reflection, add, that's your outside IP address, and then you just do a space, and this is your inside IP address. That's all you have to do. Hit enter, it will add, and then if you want to check to make sure that it's in there, then all you have to do is this one, sudo NAT reflection list, and that will show you the list, the IP address list that you just entered. So then you come back, you reboot. You change directory to the Neoxa folder again. You start the daemon, and then wait a couple minutes, and then you got your status here. This is what you want to see. Collateral amount, 1 million. No need to upgrade. Okay, so we'll let this run, and we'll see what our earnings are. That'll be about it. So we'll catch you guys later. Have a good New Year's Day. See you guys.